Are you planning to pull it down? But I think we should just start with that particular controversy surrounding the statement you made as regards to the Abia State Specialist Hospital. Abba, the last time you said it is not fit for human use. What exactly do you mean?
Yeah, Ginika, thank you for having me on this show. It's such a pleasure. And you recall that even as an essay, I had started this tour around the states to just have a clear look at the health facilities and just to make sense of what we have on ground and sort of have a clear plan on how to move forward. So, of course, it wasn't my first visit. I've visited about 7 general hospitals.
Okay.
On my last count. And the Abia, I still refer to it as a general hospital because that's what it should be. Being that it's situated in the middle of the city of Abia, and we don't have another general hospital aside that. So
the appellation specialist hospital is completely out of it?
No, it's completely out of it for me, because if you understand how the health sector is structured, you have the primary health care, that's facilities that are stationed around the wards and the communities and all of that. And then the idea is to have one general hospital in every local government, and the idea is to support those facilities situated at the ward level to act as a referral center for them, where things that they're not able to handle at that level can be handled at the, being that you have doctors, and sometimes you can have a visiting specialist come to the general hospital. So that's the idea. So to think that anybody would attempt to convert such an important facility that is sited in that area into another thing didn't make sense to me. So on arrival and in discussion with the governor, we agreed that we were going to convert it back to what it used to be. That general hospital has been there for so long, and is a place that people go to, and the access to the place is quite easy, and that is something that you may not find in a lot of places. So yes, it's still a general hospital. For us, it's a general hospital. So on arrival, I was excited. To be honest with you, I was excited about the visit. I wanted to go have a look and possibly get us started, get the staff go in and get the place functional. So on arrival, we had the doctors who work in the general hospital there, and they were part of the team. There were about 10 of us that had access into the building. And they were actually the ones, if you will allow me to use that word, they were literally pointing out the defects and the issues on their own. So it wasn't something I did on my own, independent of them.
So what were those things they pointed out?
So the place was, if you go into a hospital, there's this openness about it. It has to be properly ventilated, being that you're going to have patients come in who are going to be presenting with a lot of conditions, both communicable and incommunicable diseases. So you don't want transference of, air in a tight space. So we didn't have that. And then going forward, we started observing a lot of things, cracks around the building. Some part of the structure looked a bit dipped, as if it had a defect. And we had the walls were, it looked very dingy and very moist. You couldn't breathe, to be honest. And we also, the MRI, where they have the MRI stationed, was in a pool of water. Yes, it was in a pool of water, and there was no. Some of the rooms had no windows.
Now, when you say a pool of water,
yes,
you have water there.
Yes, right there.
A kind of pond or something.
Yes, like a little pond. And you couldn't see where the water came in from. So we figured it could have seeped in through the underground. So and then some of the rooms didn't have windows. The doctor's rooms didn't have enough space to have a couch where examination can happen.
Did you see the theater or something?
Yes, I did. I saw the theater. The theater was there,
okay,
and it had some machines there. But something very funny happened with the theater, how the theater was sited. So you have the labor ward at the extreme part of the room, and the theater at the other extreme. That's the labor delivery room where the women could go in and deliver their babies at the extreme. So in a case where a woman has issues in trying to put to bed or trying to deliver her baby, you would have to wheel her all the way. You go past the ward and
from a distance?
Yes, all the way down to the other end of the room. And then we went into the ICU unit, and there was only one socket. One. It's still there. I mean, the building is still standing. It has not been demolished, so anybody can walk in there to have a look. So we only saw one switch. The doctors were pointing the whole thing out, so all of us were part of the team. So it wasn't like they were, we had an exclusive team. No. We all entered together with that excitement. We wanted to see what we could do and all of that.
I'm very sure that those doctors that were pointing out those things to you, they were there when that structure was put up. That structure was put up not quite long ago by the last administration. Did you ask them, or did you try to find out if they actually pointed same out for the last government?
So I had some meetings today in my office, and I got an information probably that I didn't have prior to this time.
Okay.
So the initial intent of that building was changed. So initially it started out as a hostel. Yes. It was going to be, they designed it. It was going to be designed as a hostel. Then at some point...
What do you mean a hostel? A school hostel?
So the nursing training schools. Okay. We have the midwifery school and the basic nursing training school.
So those were supposed to be their hostel?
Yes. Apparently it was privatized. Somebody was attempting to use it to make money and all of that. So he was allocated to him to develop as a hostel for the students.
Because the impression I had was that there was a structure there already, but the previous government came, pulled it down, and put up a new one and commissioned it. So this one you're saying now that it's a hostel, and I'm trying to...
So I got that information today, and I got another call that, reaffirmed it. So it initially was designed. So, the old building was demolished, and it wasn't at the same point where they sited this building, further down. So it's not like the same location where the old building was sited.
Okay. So, Doc, going forward now, what have you resolved to do with that particular facility?
So, like I said, we would have the engineers. I've already contacted the Ministry of Housing. I've reached out to the commissioner to assist us in assessing the place. And if he confirms that the structure it's in good condition, of course we want to make use of it. It's our structure. It belongs to our state. So the intention, look, I can't play politics with people's lives. I went to the Children's Hospital in Bender Road, the Children's the Children's Hospital in Bender Road, and I came out and I didn't have anything bad to say about the place, because there was really nothing bad about the place. The only thing, the only issue they had was they didn't have a lot of people coming there, and they were attempting to register the place under the health insurance scheme, and they couldn't make a headway. I sat down there and I called the insurance team to come on board and register them, and they did. So this is not me playing politics. This is because you're talking about lives. So this is me attempting to get us started, right? And I think what happened with me coming out from that space was just the fact that I just meant like, not this one. I've seen 7 and not this one. So
okay,
yeah.
You say you actually contacted the engineers and they are going to look at
yes,
it, right?
They will have a look and then they would
decide what will happen.
what
so what
will
if they
happen.
decide that it's not fit for human use, just like he said? What will happen?
So we'll take it forward and see what we can do.
Are you planning to pull it down?
I can't tell you for real. I can't make that decision right now.
Okay, so Doc, you actually took tour of other health facilities across the state. Tell us, what were your observations?
Ginika, I said to somebody, I felt I've worked in the Adamawa state. I've worked in about 18 states in Nigeria. I've worked in a war-torn zone like, terrorist-born areas like Adamawa, in Maiduguri. I've worked in Sokoto and Kebbi. I've never seen anything like this.
What exactly?
Very bad. We don't have a system.
No, I don't.
Failed. Let me explain.
Okay.
We don't have a system. The system failed. So when I arrived, my first point of call was the Omonato General Hospital. I went in there, didn't see anything. No drugs. The buildings were in a very deplorable state. The labs didn't work. The record, nothing worked, basically.
Did you see personnel there?
Yeah, of course they came because they knew I was coming, so they were there. But something funny happened. I saw the director of finance also, and he said, "Oh, I'm the director of finance." I said, "So where's your office?" And he showed me an empty room. I said, "Okay, this is quite interesting." So I went from there to Abia, the same situation. From Abia, I went to Sukwato,
okay,
the same situation.
Just hold on there. Isukwato